one thing my mama told me, and it stuck to me to this day, she looked at me, she was like, now you know I cannot pay for you to go to college. Looked me dead in my soul and told me that. And that was another thing that sparked. I was like, well, I got to get a scholarly.
You have to.
Got to get a scholarly. I got to get a scholarly now.
But to be the man, you gotta beat the man.
You vibe gon' hit you, people who ride with you. Get it live, you can paint that picture.
Let's
Ain't
get
no
ready
way
here,
All right, let's get it. We are episode 4 now? No, 4. Episode 4 now. Welcome back to the Royer Rumble. Man, we got a good treat for y'all today. We got a good treat. We got a really good guest. We got Durron Neal. We got Durron Neal in the house.
What's up, my man?
Quick little backstory on Durron and myself. So Dallas, you could agree or disagree.
Yes.
How long have you lived in Dallas?
This is going on my 3rd year.
Okay, 3rd year. So
3rd year.
I met Durron being out, social settings. We got a lot of mutual friends. Dallas is like a fucking high school.
Literally.
Bro, it's a big old high school.
Literally.
Dallas is a big city, a lot of people, a lot to do. But when it comes to the nightlife, the social setting, bro, it's about that small.
Yeah, it's a small, tight circle.
Naturally, Durron and I have met each other because we have a lot of mutual friends, and just like anything else, you know, you see somebody one time and then 2 times and 3 times, and you start like, hey, is that your buddy? Like, is it really your buddy or is that kind of your buddy?
Right.
But Durron and I have mutual friends, and one thing about Durron is every time I've seen him for a little while now, you're always super respectful. You always got a nice smile,
Absolutely.
which I always appreciate. Even,
Yes,
guys appreciate that,
Absolutely.
So you're always, welcoming, and we got mutual friends. So obviously it's kind of like boys by association,
Yeah.
right? And every time I see you, dude, you're never in a bad fucking mood. Every time. I mean, dude, you're always in a good mood. And so it really kind of, people gravitate towards that, right? Guys, girls, anything. So when I was going through guests, obviously we want to try to make an impact and have these listeners listen to people that could give good light and inspire, hopefully along the way. And our mutual friend Jess said, you know what, you need to talk to Durron. He's got a really cool story.
Shout out Jay.
That was it. I didn't say, well, what's it all about? Or tell me about it. No, I want to leave the story to my listeners, to our audience, so they could see organically my reaction when I hear about your story for the first time.
Oh, yeah.
And so, I did have to do a little research, and you ball, bro. You balled. So we'll get into that.
Yeah.
So
It's all right. But
we got a former Division I athlete, former NFL
yes, sir.
player, right? So before we get into all that, the juice stuff, let's go back. And I always want, the guest to get as vulnerable as you want. But as far as upbringing and childhood, let's just kind of start there. Let's talk about born and raised, where are you from, and just talk about kind of like your childhood and how that like led into, the
All
next
right,
years.
So first of all, shout out Jay again
Yeah.
for this meetup, man.
Hang on. Cheers, by the way.
Oh, cheers. Yes, sir. Bro.
Appreciate you, bud.
Thank you for the invite.
Yep.
So, born and raised St. Louis, Missouri, north side of St. Louis, Missouri. Only child,
Really?
man. So, growing up, was always solo, but I was always around all my cousins. So my cousins used to live on the 4200 block of Lee and Rush.
Put this a little bit closer.
4200 block of Lee and Rush.
Mm-hmm.
So I always used to go over there all the time. That's where I
Okay.
went to elementary school at. That's where it was kind of the north side. My mom kind of was out the way, but I always wanted to go in the city. I always wanted to live in the city, go to the city. So just growing up with them, that's where I kind of got like my toughness from.
Okay.
Toughness, and when I mean in like, when I started playing sports, I always go back to those days with my cousins. Like
6 years old, 7 years old. I mean, just as a
like,
kid, growing
oh
up.
man, like
Yep.
so I'm the youngest one out of all like my older cousins. So when we used to play sports a lot,
Oh, you used to just
I
get
was
it.
the one getting tossed around.
Yeah.
But I was the one getting back up.
Okay.
Tossed around, getting back up, tossed around, getting back up. So eventually they was like, all right, your little ass can play with us. Like,
Yeah.
that's what you always say, like, your little ass can play with us. Like,
Yeah.
you don't cry, you don't complain, you dust yourself off, get back up.
Yeah.
So
And when you say youngest of the cousins, like You're 7, and your cousins are like 13, 14.
So one of my cousins, the oldest one to me he is 2.5 years older than me.
Okay.
So 2.5 years to 4.
Okay.
So that was like the age. So if I'm 7, they're around 11 through.
Yeah, that's a big gap.
Yeah. So I was always like, all right, whatever. So that kind of carried over too to school, because going to school, you grow up in the neighborhood, but then kind of you move out. So then when you move out, you lose like they like you ain't around here no more. You
like kind of a sellout a little
bit. You live in the county now. You're not a city boy no more. So, but I always used to go to school in the city. So when I used to come down there and play football or even fight, like we used to fight a lot. Yeah, we used to fight a shit ton.
Damn.
Bro. I mean, like just around the neighborhood, it was just like, I'll get my little cousin versus your little cousin. Like I'm not even kidding, bro.
It's like some Friday type
let me
shit,
tell you
but
something,
like kind of real.
Quick story. I'm in the 5th grade. I remember like it was yesterday. I'm in the 5th grade. My cousin Kyle. He is at the time he is in the 8th grade.
Okay.
And he's waiting on me. He's waiting on me after school. And he got one of his supposed to be homeboys, supposed to be friends. Who knows? They walking together, mind you. They not arguing. So apparently they made a deal at school betting on who would win a fight between his little brother versus me.
You.
Bro. I gets out of school. I'm with my friends. I get to
You're
like
in 5th grade, bro.
5th grade. I remember like it was yesterday.
10, 11 years old.
Yes. I'm 9. I'm 9 or 10, yes.
Damn.
Bro. Literally pulled me. He was like, "Hey, Durron, come here." I'm like, "What's up?" He's like, "Take off your backpack." I'm like, "What am I?" I'm like, "What's up?"
Yeah.
He like, "You finna fight his little brother." I'm like, "What am I about to fight him for?" He's like, "Cause 1, I said so, and 2, we got something on it. So if you do this, you get a little something."
What's the little something mean? Like $5?
Exactly, but like back in, I'm like, all right, hey, you give me this $10, $15. Hey, I'm gonna make it stretch. I'm gonna make it do what it do. I'm gonna go flex on something. I'm gonna go buy me this. I'm gonna go buy me some chips. So,
this is great,
bro. We flat out fight
so
there in front of everybody, just right there on the corner, right out of school, just throwing bows. I win. I'm not gonna.
This is the first like real fight you got into.
Yeah, it's like one of my outside of fighting, my cousins, obviously, because I'm the smallest, so I was always the one getting mad.
This was like kind of real.
Yeah, this was like a real altercation.
And by the
this
age
was like,
of 10,
this was like, all right, this is kind of real. So let me make sure when I do come down here, I know what to expect now.
Yep.
So I think that kind of sparked where like my family, my close family, would say like I was one of the baddest kids growing up because I was always by myself. So when you by yourself, you try to find ways to entertain yourself. Yep. So then you take that entertainment that you do by yourself and you just do it when you're around people. You're like, I don't care. I'm going to do it. I do it when I'm by myself. So man, that was like one of the first like real altercations that I had with them. But as I started like growing up and getting older, and then my mom met my stepdad, who was his name is Keith Little. When she met him around like 8 years old, that's when I my shift in like my mindset and like continuing to want to be the kid that fights around the neighborhood, the one that like do the bad shit around the neighborhood, that gets in trouble, that the old man at the gas station, no, don't fucking come over here. And then they already know your auntie live right there at the corner. And I was that kid that was always like, get your badass nephew or get your badass son like from over here. So when my stepdad kind of entered my life, he kind of introduced me to like sports.
Got it.
And I'm smiling when I say sports because, man, like if like anybody that really knows me know like I am a sports fanatic.
Chunky.
So when I got to 8th grade, at this time, I'm like, all right, I got goals. I got little goals now. I'm like, okay, like.
What's an example of a goal you had?
I'm like, I need to get into a good high school.
Okay.
Meaning like I got to make sure going into my 8th grade year. But mind you, like throughout middle school, I was a honor roll student, first honor roll student all my whole life in middle school. So going into my 8th grade year and then now hearing about different high schools and everybody around the park talking about me like, hey, we need to try to get D at this school.
Our Catholic school is pretty big in St. Louis.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm from Cleveland.
Yes.
And so,
oh, my God.
generally speaking, the better sports, the schools that have the best athletics are Catholic schools because we can recruit.
Yeah.
So I went to all-boy private high school in Cleveland, and we're a powerhouse. Us and the two other all-boy schools are fucking dominant. Yes. And then throughout the state of Ohio, that's kind of like a thing. Yes. But in Dallas, we got private schools here. Yeah. So public schools, the schools are so nice and big and all that stuff. So St. Louis is
like at the time,
like a private school.
Yes, at the time, like at the time, the Metro Catholic Conference, the MCC, was one of the prominent conferences in the state. It was 6A football at the time. But before me even getting to there, I didn't want to go to my high school that I originally attended. You want to know where the passion came from? It's building up. It's building up right now.
Okay.
So going into 8th grade, again, the park store saying, hey, he can be, hey, we need to get him here. We need to get him there. It was this high school that I always wanted to go to called St. Louis University High, called SLU High School. It was like it was the only all-boys Catholic school in the city. So I'm like, I can stay home. I don't have to go as far. Let me have a good 8th grade season. Let me go in here and turn in all my work. Let me go take the placement test, and let me see if I can get in here. And I know this school going to allow me to get where I need to get to. Yep. So my 8th grade season, I went undefeated, scored like 30-some touchdowns. Then I finished off. I go take the placement test at SLU High School. I get called back in there. I won't ever forget it. I won't ever forget it.
Defining moment.
They was like, hey, Durron, we love everything about you. Great. Your grades is great. Your GPA is phenomenal. So their percentile of what you had to test was like 80% on this test. I made like a 76% on the replacement test. To get in, you have to have quote unquote 80 at the time. That's just what they told me. So when I took this test, obviously I already got anxiety about taking tests. But I'm just like, man, this is for your future. You want to go here. You want to play here. Like, you just got to do this. Yeah. So I scored 76. They was like, you basically won't be smart enough to do our work here. Basically. And that's what I got from it. You are not smart enough to do the work here. You're going to struggle. You don't have the mental capacity to handle the workload, this, that, and the third. I'm like, all right. So now I'm just like, all right, at this point, I don't want to go to a public high school because I feel like, I'm like, hey, the Catholic school got all the resources. Yep. They 6A football. You playing good competition. Yeah. And even when we do play public schools 6A football is way different and way more competitive in St. Louis and where I'm from than most like other parts of other cities, where private school more dominant. Mm-hmm. So I don't get in there. So my stepdad come back was like, hey, there's a school called Smet that's like 35 minutes from where I stay.
You ever heard of it?
Never heard of this place at the time. I never heard of this place at the time. Okay. But the history say they are the little brother to SLU High School. When you can't get into SLU, Smet get you. You are second. You are hand-me-downs, basically.
Okay.
But it was a kid that went to SLU that I played against growing up in like prep football. His name was Stefan Sansone. He live in New York right now. He's one of my cool boys. His dad was his whole family was like, it was like, what am I trying to say? Like, when they come and go, like, it's like a staple of them that go through that school. Like, they got a younger brother right now. Mm-hmm. It's like all their brothers, and they all wear number 31. It's a family number. It's a family thing. Like, they all go there, and when you a Sansone, you wear this number.
Yep.
His dad was like, we have to get this kid in our school. Talking about me. Yeah. Like, bro, this is our ticket. He is the one that's going to push us over that edge. They was like, nope. I go out to Smet. Now, going out to Smet, I didn't know what to expect, bro. My first impression was I see like these multi-million-dollar houses.
Is it an all-boys school?
It's an all-boys Catholic school. It's an all-boys Jesuit Catholic school called Smet Jesuit High School in Creve Coeur, Missouri. And when I tell you, bro, it was like a eye-opening experience for me. Like, that was like my first, like, I need to get out where I'm from. Like when I went out there, that
like
was
you were
that,
in, like, the
that was
fucking
like that
Highland
moment,
Park.
like in the movies, you like,
Oh.
what the hell? Like,
What do these
wait,
people do
these
for
kids go
that?
to like, they just walk home to this big ass house. Like, they got this gigantic ass pool in their backyard. Like, I'm like, yeah, I need to come out here.
Yeah.
And that's right. I didn't even have to go into the school. My first impression when I
already
rolled out
know.
there, I was about to go on tour, but right when I got there, I was like, y'all don't even need to tell me. I want to come out here just because I know I could be able to see that every time I walk out here.
Yep.
Every time I drive out here, I'm going to be able to see that and give me a little bit more motivation.
Yep.
And every time I had to drive past SLU to get to this Smet.
Yeah.
So
Fuck
it was
you motherfuckers.
it was like it was the craziest thing, but like
Damn.
that passion, like little things like that started like coming. Going into the school year, I'm still this like, I mean, I ain't gonna say project baby, but man, I'm from the trenches, like where I gotta drive 35 minutes.
Yeah.
35 minutes every day. And if you hit traffic, you lucky, it's an extra 10 minutes. So 45 minutes on up. So I'm like, bro, I gotta do this for 4 years. You gotta make it worth it. You better like you can't overstep nothing because it's too many people that sacrifice you to even get in. And this school ain't cheap to get into.
Yeah.
And my family didn't have the financial stability at the time to help. So I knew I had a lot riding on. I knew I had a lot of people that invested in me.
Yep.
Not even just because who I was, just because I just did everything right. And it was just like if anybody deserve it, you put yourself in here and you deserve it. So I took that as a way of like, don't let them down. Don't let them down. Like
You took ownership in it.
absolutely.
Took a lot of ownership in it.
Absolutely. I
It's
had
fucking
to.
awesome.
I had to.
Yeah.
I had to because I was just like, they stuck their neck out for you.
Yeah.
You better make them worth. You better make it worth it.
Yep.
So get out to this school, man, and it is a culture shock, bro.
I mean, all white?
All white school, bro.
All white.
All white school, probably about like 5%, 6-7% black.
Yeah.
So this is like the first time me seeing as many white people in my life, bro.
Yeah.
Like coming from the city, my friends, my cousins, like my neighbors, everybody is black.
Yeah.
Everybody. So going out here, I'm like,
What the fuck?
like, so, and I went back home and told Mom, I was like, it's different.
Bro,
and
did you see the show on Netflix called the show on Netflix, and it's like kind of like about that. It's based on a true story. Bro, it was in Compton in LA. It's called American.
the All American,
Bro.
Oh no,
You're like the kid from All American.
bro, the All American. I know exactly
I
what
went through
so
Compton. I went through fucking.
I don't watch that show
Yeah.
only because
I watched it with my daughter.
Only
and
because,
we
bro, when
loved
they had a football scenes, bro, you don't play football like that. They be having with the shoulder pad with
No, I
no
know.
shirt on.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, man, practice ain't like
Yeah,
that.
but like the kid went through like Compton.
Yeah, no,
and
that's
he's in fucking
that's
Beverly Hills.
My
and
girl
he's
said
like,
that to me
what
one
the
time.
fuck?
My girl said that to me. She was like, "This story is kind of like yours in a way." I'm like, absolutely, low key, it really
But
is.
I think it's kind of on a true story though.
it is.
Yeah.
it really
Yeah.
is.
Okay.
So
So you get to the high school, and so how's the transition? So immediately it's a fucking shock because
Yeah,
you're like,
I'm
I've
just-
never seen so many white people before.
Never seen
Now,
so many white
did they
people.
take you in? Was a little bit of what's it called? Fucking hazing, fucking racism. Was
So-
there?
So my class, my class that I came in with, some of the kids heard about the buzz about me, but like didn't nobody think it was gonna be true. They was like, "Hey yo, like this
Yeah,
Durron
Deacon
kid,
play.
like, bro, he was with the varsity team. Like he got a shot to be on varsity." And everybody like, "Nah, not really, but like we'll see it when we believe it."
Yeah.
Okay, so practice come around.
Yep.
I get thrown with the varsity team, but I'm not practicing. I'm not playing with the varsity. I'm practicing. Varsity games come. I'm not playing yet, but I get a chance to play in the JV games. So I get four. I basically played in 4 JV games before I officially came full varsity. So those 4 JV games, I scored 4 touchdowns in every game I played in.
Ball.
I made sure to let the coach know I do not belong down here playing with these JV kids.
You guys are wasting your time.
I'm wasting my time.
Yeah.
Going into my sophomore year, man, I was the sophomore that was buzzing around the city.
Yeah.
So, and then Mizzou kind of buzzing.
Shit.
I'm like, what? Got invited to my first camp as a sophomore. Did really well. Then I'm like, okay, I got Indiana calling me. I'm like, bro, this can't be right now. I'm like, and I'm in disbelief, but at the same time, I'm like, no, it's right.
Yeah.
It's right because I'm putting in this work.
Yep.
And now my stepdad kind of started instilling that work ethic. Like when he was like, all right, now you see things about to be different for you. So you got to get your body right.
You got to keep working.
Got to keep working. So he started like that workout warrior. Man, that's why I'm in love with working out.
Yeah.
Because like he put that in me early. Like if you prepare, if you are what do you used to say? Hold on. If you prepare to fail, if you fail to prepare, you must prepare to fail.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
He always used to say that to me.
Yeah.
Every day he used to, and then he put it on the refrigerator. He made me look at that every day. He was like, if you don't prepare, you cannot be mad at nobody else but yourself if you fail.
Yeah.
And he made sure that I kept that in my head every single day. And what I didn't even tell you, after my freshman year, like going into my freshman year, because of how expensive my school was, the one thing my mama told me, and it stuck to me to this day, she looked at me, she was like, now you know I cannot pay for you to go to college. Looked me dead in my soul and told me that. And that was another thing that sparked. I was like, well, I got to get a scholarly.
You have to.
I got to get a scholarly. I got to get a scholarly now because I want to see what it feel like, because I know I done heard my cousins say, I done heard them say, oh, this visit was nice, but I want to know what the experience was like. I want to tell somebody to tell me what it's like to wake up on Saturday and have chills that you about to play in front of 100,000 people. I didn't have nobody telling me. All I could see is on TV. So I'm like, oh, I want that. So when she told me that, I'm like, you making me want it even more now, because I don't want you to pay for school. I know you working your ass off. So thank you. I needed that. She don't even know that. She don't even know that when she told me that man, that changed my, and that's why I was so like wanting to get on the field, those 4 touchdowns.
Because you got to prove your time.
Right there, I'm like, I need to get this scholarship. She already hurting by trying to get me to go into this damn school. I need to get her something that she don't have to pay for, what she just can come and enjoy.
So you start to get the recognition, and then
sophomore year, my breakout season, I won super sophomore of the city. And then at the end of my sophomore year, man, I had 15 touchdowns in all type of ways. I'm still the youngest on the varsity. The youngest on varsity. Now I got my stripes. Now all the big dogs, like, they looking at me to make plays now. They looking at me like, hey, like, I had like 15 touchdowns with like 5 interceptions. One super sophomore, ended up getting 8 scholarship offers by the end of my sophomore year.
Damn.
8.
As a sophomore, that's fucking big.
I had 8 by the end of my sophomore year, and that's because, remember that camp I told you I got invited to?
Yeah.
It was a Rivals Elite camp. And it was like some of the best athletes in the Midwest. And I won MVP.
That's huge. You stood out.
I won MVP.
Yeah. And
I think then I carried it over with a good season, and then all the scouts, and then I kind of got my first highlight tape made. A guy wanted to help me out. I was like, bro, like, I've been watching you. Like, I got an opportunity to get a highlight tape made, kind of sent it out, and I had like Mizzou, Indiana, Nebraska, Kansas, kind of some of like they won at the powerhouse, but they was like, I'm 15. I'm 15. I'm like, bro, I got 6, 7 scholarships already. Like, I'm like, this is not happening right now. I'm like,
so you keep working.
She just told me a year ago, I can't pay for you to go to school.
Yeah.
And then a year later, I got 7 scholarship offers.
That's wild.
I'm like, and then like, that's like the first time, like that year, like the news was like reaching out to her and like my family, like, hey, can we bring y'all up here? We want to talk to Durron. We want to do a special on Durron. Like, so like now that media is starting to come, and like my mom was like, wait, like this happening? I'm like, hey, yeah, we got to go this place. We got to go that place. She like, wait, what? I'm like, yeah, like, let's go. So I played quarterback, running back, receiver, corner, safety, punter, and kicker, kick return, and punt return.
Every way.
I played 9 of those positions throughout high school, all 4 years, bro. So in my high school career, I've almost scored a touchdown from every part of the field from those positions. I've scored from every one of those positions, other than actually kicking a field goal. I'm not kidding. Damn. I have a return and a kickoff return. Yeah. I got 1 kickoff return kicked to me in 4 years.
Yeah, they ain't got to kick to you.
But punt wise, I hold the state record for I tied the state record for the longest punt return.
98
yards. 98. And that's a cool little story. 98 yards. I scored pick six at safety and corner. And I scored at running back. 1 year I had to play quarterback the whole season. And then obviously receiver, I scored a ton of those too.
Damn.
Like,
okay, so juniors, you come back.
I come back and then I get busload of offers. Now it's national media.
Shit.
I get invited to the UA I get invited to the Under Armour All-American Combine. This is my first time ever getting on a plane. This is my first time ever getting on a plane, man. I'm shaking in my boots, but I'm excited, man. I'm so excited because I like, this is what I like. I kind of imagine myself being, I'm like, bro, like, I want to feel what it feels like to, like, get on planes and, like, get off and be like, hey, Durron Neal, like, we got your bus out here. Like, I just wanted that. Like, I remember talking about it, so I'm just like, this is my moment.
Yeah.
And then now I'm back healthy. And then they like, y'all going to be on TV. I'm like, this is my moment. I got to go out here and go crazy. I got to. So, man, we get out there to Florida. I see all these, like, NFL stars, Deion Sanders.
Shit.
See all these, like, receivers. I'm just like, man, like, we doing all these drills, these one-on-ones. I'm like, bro, I'm really out here with the best of the best in the country.
Yep.
And they looking at you as one of the best. Like, let's show up. Bro, end up doing really well there. End up winning receiver of that. I won the best receiver of that.
Damn.
Bro, mind you, these are my only two, like, nationally deals that I went to. So going into my junior year, this is the first time OU ever got on my radar. During my junior season, remember that punt return I was telling you about?
Yeah.
It was a rumor.
With the 98-yard? Yeah.
It was a rumor that Coach Stoops was at that particular game.
Okay.
And guess who was playing that game?
His
A
nephew.
school that didn't accept me.
Shit. Begins with a D, right?
Because I basically didn't. No, because I didn't pass.
The name of the school began with a D.
No, SLU.
okay,
My
that's
school is Smet. That's my school. My school
yeah.
started with a D.
Okay.
And we was playing that school.
Damn.
And on my junior year highlight tape,
That's great.
there's a move that I made a dude actually sit. His ass actually touched.
Did you juked him so bad?
I killed him so bad.
That's great.
And that particular game, I heard that Coach Stoops was at that game.
You should make a T-shirt, get a picture out of film, make it a T-shirt.
Like my boy Stefan that I said at the beginning of the show,
Mm-hmm.
he gives his boy crap about that all the time because he was
that's
like,
great.
bro, like that was one of the nastiest.
So it's rumored that Stoops was at that game.
And I'm like, what? I'm like, okay. I'm going to get SLU. It's Friday night. It's the game of the week. And Coach Stoops at this game.
Yeah.
Go crazy. So I go off that game, score another 4 touchdowns that game, tied the state record. And then, like, that's when OU got on my radar. So I go up there, man, and they had Kenny Stills, man. Shout out Big Bro. They had Kenny Stills, like, as the one that, like, kind of showed me around. And, like, I just got, like, real deep with him, like, on that visit. It wasn't even my visit, but he kept it so G with me, man. Like, he kept it so real. He kept it so raw and uncut. Like, look.
Is he a current player on the team at the time?
Yes.
Okay.
He's a junior.
Okay.
He is one of the best receivers in the country. He had the pony, he had the half black, half blonde mohawk. He was like a big deal at the time, like one of the top receivers. And he was like, look, bro, everybody good when they come here. I know who you is. Like you don't think that we know who the top guys come in here, but bro, ain't nothing in here given. You gotta earn everything that you come here. It was like, bro, you got boys coming from Texas that's well-groomed, boys coming from Cali, boys coming from Ohio, boys coming from East Coast, Washington, everywhere. Like, bro, everybody's good.
It made you want it even more, didn't it?
Bro, that was like a challenge.
Yes.
It was like a challenge.
Yeah, I know you.
And
you needed to hear that.
I needed to hear that.
To have someone tell you.
Yes. Yes, bro.
You're just like,
yes.
Say no more, fam. Where do I sign?
Yes, I'm like.
So did that unofficial visit kind of?
Oh man,
or
on my
you were
way
just
back,
like, bet.
on my way back, riding home, I won't ever forget it.
Yeah,
I won't ever
that's
forget
it.
it. And this is when the breaking news came out. I was in the car. I was like, Mom.
Hang on. Did you meet Coach Stoops at that unofficial visit?
I did.
Okay.
But
how was the interaction with him?
Oh, Coach Stoops was phenomenal.
Okay.
I never asked him about did he ever come to my game either. I never asked him.
Do you know to this day?
I never asked him.
We gotta.
I probably
call
will.
him over right now.
I probably will gotta ask him, but I've never asked him that
Yeah,
question. But it was just like you said, like if I hear something, I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, well let me show you then. Like,
Yeah. Fuck it.
So, and I will never forget it. Like I end up talking to the receiver coach, Coach Jay Norvell. Afterward, I'm like, Coach, appreciate everything. He's like, hey man, just let me know. He had no idea. Nobody had no idea, and I just randomly called him like, because we drove up there. I randomly called him like 3 hours, like going into our drive. I called him. I was like, hey coach, like I want to let you know that I want to commit. He like, wait, you for real? I'm like, yeah. And my mom was like, nobody. I randomly did it in the car, and everybody just looked at me like that was like, wait, what? I'm like, yeah, I want to commit. And he like, all right, hell yeah. And then like, kind of like got out, and I kind of texted my one dude that worked at the news, because he was like the only dude like I would do all my interviews with. Yeah. And then he got it out there. Then I get home, I see at the bottom of like the ESPN ticker, like 4-star receiver out of St. Louis, Missouri, commits to Oklahoma.
That's what.
I'm like, what? I'm like, damn. So that was like my first time seeing my name on TV. That was like my first official time ever seeing my name on TV. Wild. At the bottom of the ticker, it said 4-star prospect commits to Oklahoma. I'm like, damn, that's pretty cool.
Wow.
Like, that's pretty cool. So then, bam, going to the summer, more adversity. Remember what I just said, June 23rd,
Yep.
my junior year?
Yeah.
A year later, June 23rd, 2011. So that was June 23rd, 2010, my junior year. June 23rd, 2011 is basically like going into my senior year.
Yeah.
The same exact day, we playing another school on 7-on-7. I'm at running back this time, because at my junior year, my coach just kind of moved. My senior year, I could do whatever now.
Yeah.
I'm committed.
Yeah.
He let me like be free. He like, look, bro, you a blue collar player now. You a nationally ranked player. Like, I just need you to just help this team win it anyway. I'm like, I got you. And then after I committed, I ended up getting on the front page of the ESPN magazine.
Oh.
In the Missouri edition, and that was kind of a big deal. Then I had a special on Sports Illustrated. That was kind of a big deal. So some cool stuff kind of happened after that, and I was excited about that. But again, June 23rd, I was at running back, and I caught a swing pass. I made a move. They was in cover 2. I won't ever forget. They was in cover 2. I made a move like I was about to go inside, and the cornerback tackles me on my same knee. Tackles me. I instantly already knew. And I tried. When I tell you, bro, I tried to absolutely rip his head off. I couldn't get to him after.
You blacked out.
Oh, my God. I blacked out. Everybody was trying to calm me down. My coach, like, never seen me like that. Because I knew. I'm like, at this point, I'm like, it's officially done. My scholarly done. My future is done. My knee is, just 2 knee surgeries now. And I'm just now turning 17.
Same knee or different knee?
Same knee.
Jesus.
Same exact knee. This motherfucker tackles me. Bro. And
he had it out for you? Little bitch.
I don't, man. But again, I don't know, man. I was ranked like number 2 in the state at the time. I was number 1 in the city. I was ranked top 100
when
nationally.
You were a senior, what year was Zeke when you were a senior in high school?
Zeke was a year behind me.
Okay.
He was a year behind me, but Zeke was coming. Yeah. You heard about him at John Barrows.
Yeah.
He was coming, man, and he wasn't big like he was, but he was like a slim, like shifty dude. But,
so the injury,
so
you're like, motherfucker.
I'm like, damn. I'm like, it's over. I tell my mom, like, they not going to. I'm like, it's over. But the only thing that had security, because she was in the back like, well, this is why you committed. Like, they should honor that. They should do it. But that goes back to that positivity that I tell you about that I always try to have. She was at my darkest moment, at my lowest moment. She like, but hey, look, they love you. They committed to you. You committed to them. Like, they say they got you. You got to honor that. You got to trust that they going to have your back. I'm like, man, you see all these other good athletes around the world. They can go get somebody with better knee than this. Now I'm like, that was like I said, it was like a dark moment for me. Like, where I always, like, all negativity was flowing.
Sure.
Everything. I'm like, it's over. I done worked this much.
I call that the train. You got to get off the train.
Man.
So, like, I'm in sales, right? So a customer, I talk to a customer, I meet with a customer, things go well, and they're like, I'm going to go with you as my contractor. Okay. Well, then they don't reply to my text, and then they don't reply to my phone call. And then I call them back 3 days later, and I get on the train. Fuck. They found another contractor. Fuck. They didn't like me. Man, I didn't have a good experience with them. Man, I didn't build enough rapport with them. Man, I'm not going to have, a good month this month.
Stuff,
Man,
right.
if I have a bad month this month, it's like, get off the train.
Yeah, I like that.
Get off the train.
I like that. I do
All
like
right,
that.
so you get on the train.
Man,
We all get on the train.
badly.
Every day we get on the train about something. So you get on the train, your mom's like, hey, listen, it's fine. They committed to you. You committed to them.
Yep.
They committed to you.
Yep.
Listen, give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yep.
Let's ride this out. So do you call them like, hey, coach, just want to let you know?
Yes, I let them know. And
So what was their reaction?
Coach Norvell was like, no.
That's the
like,
receivers coach.
Yeah, that's the receiver coach. He was like, no. He was like, how you feeling? I'm like, they said it's just a meniscus again. They said I'm going to be good to go. They said really nothing not damaged. But at this time, again, I'm 17. I'm like, this is my second knee surgery.
Yeah.
I play receiver.
Yeah.
I'm about to be running. I still got a college career that I got to think about. Who knows what's about to happen? Again, I'm still on the train. Like, now I'm thinking about my future now because I'm a senior. You about to graduate. You going to your senior year.
Yeah.
You expecting to win a state. And at this time, I still haven't won a fucking state championship. So I want a state championship as well. Like, I want to compete for one. I'm always out doing those. My sophomore, junior year, I lost in the semifinals.
Oh,
I lost in the semifinals. So it's just like, I'm like,
you're getting there.
man, I'm one step away. Like, I need to get over that thresh. I need to get over that. And so going to my senior year, I just had all of that on my mind. And again, my coach Mahoney, my coach, right there every step of the way, helped me and my mom and Keith out with like making sure I went to the right surgeon, making sure like they did it well and nice, like didn't make no mistakes and things of that nature. And again, didn't miss a single game of my senior year.
Damn.
And I came back within 2 weeks again.
Damn.
And I scored 30 touchdowns senior year again.
The high school you went to was fucking nice. Well, Dorman,
Yeah.
it's like that on steroids.
Yes, it is.
It's a really nice, clean, older.
Yes.
Like
And it's small.
Like, yeah, like
It's small.
Yeah.
Like, that's what people don't understand. Like, that's one of the reasons why I did. Like, I knew going there, I was going to get, like, the full, like, college experience.
Yes.
Like,
yeah, because
you
the
wanna
Norman
go to a
experience.
school, like, I didn't want to go to, like, again, I didn't want to go to a USC. Man, you in a city. Like, y'all really, like, LA it's a lot of things, a lot of distractions.
Yeah.
You go to Miami, like, you still got everything in Miami.
Yeah.
Like, I want to go to where it is
Yeah.
all about the Sooners. It is all about, like,
That's all that matters.
one specific brand. And
That's
when
it.
Norman, like, they gave me the college experience that I dreamed about.
Yep.
That, like, when I was playing NCAA football, like, I was like, damn, like, that's one of the schools that
Yeah.
I would pick because that is a football, college, everything sports town.
Yeah.
So, and then I knew we was the NFL team.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I love that. Like,
So you get to Norman, and so you're making that transition.
I get,
And what's that like?
oh man, it's.
I mean, like in the beginning.
in the
was it-
beginning, it was great, man. It was fun. It was small.
Oh, so not overwhelming. Not
no. So
Okay.
I think me going to the big high school that I did,
it prepped you.
it prepped me
Yep.
so much when I got. And honestly, bro, being at my high school allowed me to learn how to talk to white people.
Yeah.
I'm not lying to you.
Yeah.
Like, because I was so aggressive when I was at my high school at this, man. I was so, like, defensive. I was so, like,
Yep.
like, man, this me, like, this, that, and the third. But I'm, like,
Mm-hmm.
kind of just, again, like, it taught me so much in that culture. And I think my adjustments came from me going to that school. Like,
Yeah.
now you can put me in any room. I don't know how to adjust.
You want to know what is so fucking funny? And I try to find the right time to tell you this because you've been on a roll, and I could talk to you for
you
like
good.
fucking
Nah, I can
hours,
talk.
bro. Our high school experiences are fucking almost identical. So, 3 all-boy private schools in Cleveland. I went to one of them. My high school, it's literally over 100 years old. So 100 years ago, it was a really nice neighborhood.
Yeah.
Right now, it's the hood. When you watch the show The First 48,
Mm-hmm.
when they show murders in Cleveland, all those murders in Cleveland are done within 5 miles radius of where I went to high school. So I went to high school.
That's crazy.
I grew up with all white people. Went to middle school with all white people. Everything. And went to high school. It's in the hood.
Yeah.
So we're good at sports because we recruit.
Mm-hmm.
So it's half white and half black. Okay.
That's love.
So freshman year of high school, I'm seeing, and working out with black, and I'm intimidated as a motherfucker. And so, like, what got me to that point in life was, like, I was exposed to that.
Yeah.
And I learned how to talk and interact with black people. I learned, and it's a brotherhood, the high school that I went to. 300 kids in the whole high school.
Yep.
All right. So by the time senior year comes around, bro, we're brothers.
Yes.
I mean, the black kids that are in the hood, they're sleeping at my house on the weekends.
Yes,
my mom's making breakfast for us on the weekends.
They're
They're partying with the white girls and me. They're loving it. So, like, dude, it's a brotherhood. But I'll tell you what.
That's true.
It was a fucking transition. And so I learned life at 14 because I'm learning about, people's, my buddies' upbringing and their background and their history, and learning to talk to black people at 14 for me was so fucking valuable for me, because I know of people and friends that didn't have that until college, until after college. Because some people that I know, they went to all white high schools, all white colleges, and then get in the real life, and they're like, oh, I have a little discrepancy with someone in HR. It's like, motherfucker, you don't know how to talk to people. So anyways, the experience was very similar, because I had that experience with black people.
That's real.
And you know what black people are to me? They're just like me, but they're just a little tanner. Yeah. It's like, dude.
Nah, that's real.
So you're at OU and you like it or love it?
Oh, I love it.
Love it.
But
there's a but.
Always some adversity with me, man.
Oh, what?
Going into that year, my freshman year, June 24th.
What day after the infamous bad day? What?
We doing routes on air. Doing routes on air, bro. And I do a Winston route. I won't ever forget the name of it, because I tore my meniscus again for the third time, bro. For the third time.
In like camp going into freshman year?
Yes. We about to get ready for camp. This is summer workouts.
Welcome to fucking college.
Man.
You've got to be kidding me.
Dog. I am, mind you, because when I get there, me and Sterling Shepard, in our
He's still playing, right?
Yeah, he's still playing
Giants
for the Giants.
Yeah.
Shout out my dog Shep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just signed he signed another 1 year with them, so
nice.
That's just really good. We get thrown right into the group with like the starters, with like Kenny and Landry Jones and Roy Finch and guys like that. And he's like, we get thrown, like when we first get there, our first official workout is not with our group or like with the red shirt group with the 5:30. We get with the 7:30 with the starters. And like,
is that because you think or the coaches did that purposely to see how you'd adapt to that?
I don't know. So to this day, I think it was because, again, like I think during the summer we was holding our own. Like I feel like we was holding our own, but again, we was both too highly recruited in our class as well. So
where's Sterling from?
Sterling's from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma.
Okay.
Yeah, he homegrown.
Local boy.
Homegrown. His dad went there. So like, yeah, he really like a Sooner for real.
Yeah.
But again, that may be a good point, but I don't know why they did it. But the fact that they did do it, it kind of, it was like a, that was like my, that was an eye-opening more so than like the campus part, because.
Why?
Man,
because you're with
workouts.
The ball.
Oh my God.
So hard. And so, and I want to know that. I keep saying the listeners want to know, but I want to know,
bro. Them workouts.
When we're talking about workouts,
fucking
and this is a genuine
brutal.
This is a genuine question. Are you working out with the whole team or no? Just
negative.
Just
you working out. So
just the
how
offense
it goes,
or just the receivers or what?
It go. This how I go. It go red shirts, like guys that's developed players.
Oh, they don't even let them train. They train
they
together.
They got the first session. They go to 5:30 session at our school. Yeah, they go 5:30.
That's like the peasant hour. So
they go.
So it's really a hierarchy.
Yes. I think so. I don't know why they did it like this.
For sure.
So it'll be the red shirt group.
Yeah.
And then in the summer, how they do it? I mean, then they go big boys, linemen, D linemen. They go after that group. Then the 7:30, 8 o'clock group would be skill offensive, like quarterbacks, running backs, receivers, tight ends.
Right.
And then the 1 o'clock group would be the defense. They got the worst because that's the heat of the fucking day.
Yeah.
And they used to hate that shit.
But you got to be a dog. June 24th.
I turned my meniscus. So I got a decision, because like the trainers will ask you, they'll be like, hey, it's two options. You can take this route and it'll be a longer recovery, 10 months. Or you can take this route, it could be a normal, meniscus repair. So my thought process, I think it's just more so like, I think the other one's like more stem cells, so they have to do 2 procedures instead of 1.
Okay.
But I think in the long haul, now me thinking about it in hindsight, the 10 months would have been a better choice. But the reason why I didn't take the 10 months is because
knowing you, I already know why.
They said I was presented as if I was going to be needed. I was going to play. I was going to contribute.
So how can you do anything to jeopardize that opportunity?
And then before I can even talk to my parents, they already had relayed that message to them. This is how I knew I was at college. I was at elite school. I'm like, how y'all talking about it before? I'm like, who called you? Like, yeah. She was like, yeah, we already know. Like, they kind of gave us a rundown. We told them to, just get the quick one. If they go, I'm like, so my parents already got it before me. So I'm like, all right, cool. But now me looking back, I think that was my only regret that I would say. That is my biggest regret. I didn't take my red shirt when I got hurt.
Okay.
That is the only regret I would ever say I had really in my life for as like sports-wise.
Sure.
So we ended up tying TCU that year for the title. TCU that year. And like, man, I remember like when I brought that ring home, like I showed it to my stepdad. He was like, I'm like, bro, I know, right? I'm like, shit, like, I need to get another one of these. I need a natty on this thing.
Yeah.
So that was a big moment. But I knew, like, going to sophomore year and then on freshman year, like seeing my roommate Sterling at the time playing and, like, he getting, like, touchdowns and stuff, like, that was an added motivation for me. Like, damn, like, my dog out there eating. Like, I need to get out there with him. Like, when my number called, like, just make the best of it.
Yeah.
Just make the best of it. But I also always knew that, bro, you got 3 knee surgeries, dog. You ain't even 21. So you got to be damn near perfect.
Yeah.
But I hate that but you don't want to put that much pressure on yourself, but you understand the reality of the situation. You understand it, absolutely. So I'm like, I got to be damn near perfect going into this next year. I can't have no mishaps. I can't do nothing. I can't do sophomore year, went through that year, in and out the lineup. I started like 3 games, then was playing a lot, but didn't really play that much. Stats was not where I wanted them to be. I'm like, bro, you got to get it together, bro. Your time is running out. I'm putting that clock on me when I don't have to. Like, I need to just be focused, just taking it day by day, but I'm putting that clock on myself. So that season ends. We play Alabama in the Sugar Bowl. We beat them. We shocked the world.
Shit.
That was one of the best bowl trips I ever been on in Sugar Bowl. We had the whole world against us. Everybody picked Bama to win that game. Trevor go off. Trevor Knight, Jalen go crazy. The transfer.
That's right.
Lacote Bester.
That's right.
He, the one that they brought in that year, he go crazy. Sterling go crazy. All the guys that's in my position is going crazy. And I'm the 4th guy that's supposed to be coming in, but again, like, I'm just like, bro, you got to come on with it. Like, let's go. So going into junior year, I remember it. I was like, bro, it's all or nothing. It's all or nothing. If you lose your spot in this camp, you deserve to be a fucking bench player. And, bro, I had the best camp in my entire fucking life, bro. Just
really?
Ball like crazy in camp. Like,
Coach
only had
like,
one drop.
Dude that we knew.
He was like, bro, like, this is you. Like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, this is the kid that we recruited. Yeah. This is the guy. Like, even Shep was like, bro, like, this is the D I know, bro. Yeah. Like, this that dog that's in you. Like, I hate that it took this long, but like, bro, but you get older.
Yeah.
You get a little bit more confidence. You see what's important. You stop doing certain things that, you don't do, and you start sharpening on what's focused. And I think that's what I did, and ended up having a solid year that year.
Yeah, wow. God, what a fucking wild
ride. Senior year was crazy.
So
senior year was fun.
So life after OU. Yeah. So what do we get into?
So obviously senior year was fun, but after we lost that last game versus Clemson, that reality sink in. Now you like,
what's next?
You looking up like, damn, like, this is my last college game, and man, like, it's time for now. You finna get ready for that business life that everybody talk about. Yep. So I was already kind of stressing because, like, I haven't had graduated yet. Some of my boys had already graduated. They was able to rush their process to graduate early because they had training. They already had agents and stuff. I was a late bloomer. I didn't really have an agent yet because, like I said, I was a grinder on our team. I was a guy that kind of moved around, but I was doing the dirty work. But, had my games where I scored touchdown, where I was a target here. Some games where my jobs would be going to crackback block, going to be this, going to be that, special teams. So, my last 2 years being a starter over people that said I wouldn't be able to start at Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I was able to do that. I had 8 touchdowns in college, so I was proud of him. I scored a touchdown in college. That's not an easy task to do.
Right.
So that was kind of a big moment. So I knew that my journey was going to be a lot different than most people. So the first thing I decided to do was I went to ask my strength coach. I was like, Coach Mahala Wiggins, he was kind of new at the time. I was like, hey, Coach, do you mind, training me? He was like, I was like, I want to stay at school. I want to finish. I want to graduate. That's a big deal for me and my family. And I think that's a moment that I want my mom to be there and my dad because, shit, without them and without, the sacrifice and all that money and all that, all that swag stuff that I wanted as football, and they was always there. They'd go broke for me. So I was like, this is a moment that I know that they'll cherish and won't want to have in their memory bank forever. So I'm like, do you mind if I train here? He was like, yeah, I'll train you for free. I was like, bro, that is a blessing because I ain't got no bread still. I'm like, all my boys Ship, they done went off. They got agents now. They training in Cali. Yeah. You got all these other boys, Charles Tapper, all these boys, they training. They getting ready for the draft. Yeah. So, but he had just came from being a strength coach for the Jaguars and the Jets. So he kind of knew it. Yeah. And he was also a former college strength coach at Marshall. He was a former player at Marshall. And he coached at a couple more schools. So
very veteran, knows the system.
So I was like, I trust you. He was like, I'll make a program for you. Just show me that you committed. Give me your school schedule, and I'll work around that. And, man, so for my, after football, that spring, I finished school and I trained. And I didn't get invited to the combine. Watch my boys. So I'm like, when that pro day come, you got to show your ass. I mean, this show last shot.
That's it.
Show last shot. So worked myself into shape. Coach Mahala got me in great shape. I was weighing 194. I was cut. Yeah. I was light. I was strong. I did well on my drill. I ran a 4.48. Yeah. In my 40. Then I ran a 4.451 on my second attempt. So I was kind of in the good range for speed. Had a nice broad jump 10.3. A nice vert, a nice short, did routes well. So, I mean, that was only after that. It was like, hey, hopefully a team draft you or pick you up. And then I got the opportunity to get undrafted by the Denver Broncos. And that was kind of a surreal moment for me, even though, everybody want their name to get called. That's, the biggest moment. So, when my name didn't get called and then, my family was, trying to have draft parties, I'm like, we don't need to do all that. They man, no, it don't matter. We here to celebrate you and everything you did, how far you came. So, mind you, as an undrafted guy, for all those that don't know, you damn near got to be perfect every single second, every single minute of a practice, of a game, of a meeting, of whatever that is in the NFL. You damn near got to be pinpoint accurate, perfect.
And that goes from your fucking attitude, your energy. Man. When you're sitting in the meeting, if you're slumped down, you're undrafted, be like, "Who the fuck are you, bro?" Right? I mean, is that kind of accurate?
Yeah, absolutely. Don't let them know that you're an undrafted guy, and then you get caught not paying attention, or not locked in, or not the first person in the special team meetings that's in the front row. They gonna look at you like,
"Who are you?
Come on, bro." Who are exactly. You? You ain't done shit.
So you already have that in you. You already have that in your DNA.
So I already know one of my biggest hurdles was adjusting to the altitude out there.
Is that no joke?
Was gas around rookie minicamp,
really,
trying to control your breathing,
they got to be used to that though, right?
Oh yeah, you get used to that probably after a month.
But the coaches,
they good.
Okay,
they good. They ain't running that much.
Yeah,
they don't really do much, but they.
No, I meant the coaches looking on people getting acclimated.
Oh yes.
Because like I would
Yeah,
I would
they
hate
do
for them
know
to hold you accountable
Yeah,
and be
they
like,
do
look
know
at this
that.
dude, he can't. And it's like, well,
Yeah.
no, dude.
They
Like the
probably
coaches
give you about-
understand a few weeks to get adjusted.
But they also expecting you to come in and be in shape.
That's true. That's true.
So all of that, and like you just be like, damn, like it's one thing after another after another. Like most people don't understand. Like you get fined if they tell you to be a certain weight, and you don't be that certain weight.
Yeah,
Every
you get
pound
fined.
under or
$1,000
over, it's however much that they decided it is.
Got it. A buddy of mine that played for the Cowboys for a while, he told me that. I would have never known that, but he told me that. He goes, dude, you're their property.
That was
Like,
one of my scariest moments.
You're an employee of them. So, like, they kind of own you. So when they tell you to stick to a weight, when you aren't on that weight every day, they're fining you for not being on that weight.
Man, he ain't lying.
So how long were you with Denver for?
I was only with Denver for a year.
Okay.
Like, man, like
a season?
no, like that, like basically 6 months.
Okay.
Like, man, because it was like around, when did I get out there? Probably less than that. But I know I got there around like after we got draft, like the draft process went over with. Yeah, probably like less than that, bro, because I think after the third preseason game, we played the Rams. I scored. No, we played 49ers. We played 49ers the third preseason game. I scored. At the time, I was the first. While the preseason was going, I was the first like rookie to score a touchdown in the preseason. So I'm like, oh hell yeah! I'm like, I'm really living out my dream. I just scored a tubby in the league. I'm like, okay, I'm getting right. I'm like, so we go on to practice. And next week we play the Rams. I had like 2 passes to me. One was like super high, and then one was like kind of out of my reach. My coach came back and was like, hey, expect you to make that play. Okay. Expect you to make that play. And then it was another situation during that game where quarterback called the wrong formation, and I kind of went to what he called, but then he was like, oh, no, that's wrong. So I had to like redirect on national TV. It didn't look like I didn't know what I was doing. So I get a call 2 days later, you cut. Yes, bro. Straight like that, got called into John Elway office just like that. Like, I mean, I can relive those moments because it's just how he said, like, you should make those 2 plays, and then at the same time, it didn't look like you knew what you was doing. Goes back to my point. You got to be perfect. Got to be perfect. Even though I knew what the quarterback told me is what he thought he heard, they don't see that. They see an undrafted guy that don't know what the formation he's supposed to be lined up in. So that's what I say, man. Wow. That industry, man, you gotta be ready for it all. And so after that, man, I think going back home after that was a hard time for me. That was hard. Right when I got cut, I won't ever forget it. Emmanuel Sanders. I was sitting at my locker when he found out I got cut. He was kinda surprised a little bit. He was like, bro, get your head up, dog. He's like, what you mad at? I'm like, bro, they just let me go. He was like, but what are you mad at? I'm like, bro, I just got cut. I'm like, he was like, but did you do everything that you could to show them that that you shouldn't be cut? I was like, absolutely. He's like, so what are you mad at? He's like, bro, as long as you know that you didn't cheat yourself and you went out here and you did what you had to do, bro, they're just not the team for you. Yeah. He's like, but I want you to let you know, you can play in this league, bro. Yeah. You can play in this league. You just got to find a team that fits you. Yep. So when he told me that, I'm like, okay. And that gave me that motivation when I went back home. I'm like, okay, like, gonna have another shot. You're gonna have another workout. Gonna get another chance. And got some workouts. Got 2 more. I got one with the Giants. Had one with the Falcons. And I had one with some CFL teams. I ended up moving out to Arizona with my lady, and I'm just like, all right. I started trying to just figure out like what I'm good at. Like, what do you like? What have you been told? Like you're just not a jock, bro. Like you more than a player. Like just trying to find ways to motivate myself. Like find your purpose, find a passion, find something that you know that like it's gonna be you, and you're not gonna feel like you selling yourself out. Like just had a roadblock. Like I'm trying different things. I try car salesman. Not for me. I try like I try to like do like I try to make a pact with this meal prep company of like, hey, like if y'all just give me good meals to stay in shape, like I'll do this, I'll help this. And one for me. Like then I started like doing this like it was this thing called Athletes in Training, this company out of Arizona that this guy he was the owner, and he was like, hey, like you go around after school activities and kind of train like elementary, middle school kids. It was kind of cool. I was just like I didn't want to do it because of him, because like I'm like, well, really, bro, like I'm out there doing all the work and you just paying me what, like you paying me on an hourly basis, but you really not doing nothing. You making more than what, and I'm doing all the work.
Yeah.
So I was just like, nah. So I went through about 4 stages of just trying to figure out something. So then I get a call from another arena team, which is down in Jacksonville, who's way more established, who the fan base, they always have about 10,000 people. They got real good ties with the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jacksonville Jaguars players actually come out, watch them play. They support them. They play in like the Vaystar Arena where all the concerts, where everybody like goes. So he like, hey, like you come down here, we'll get you an apartment, we'll get you set up, you and your girl, like we'll take care of you. But I just want you, I want to play against you. I played against you for 2 years, and like you don't even know me, but like I need you on my team. Like I'll take care of you, I'll pay you good. Like you'll get a shot. So I go down there. We win a championship. We win a championship, bro. We win a national arena championship in 2019. I scored the game-winning touchdown.
Oh shit!
Scored the game-winning touchdown.
Damn.
And I got my XFL invite from being down there. So I'm like, okay, all right. Get my XFL invite. Go out there. I kill it. I meet Coach Stoops. I see Coach Stoops see me work out. He like, damn, Durron, like you look good. Like this and that. I'm like, appreciate it, Coach. Like, hopefully, y'all pick me up, Again, didn't get the opportunity.
He's like a GM coach?
Yeah, he like the GM, yeah. He like the GM. So he ended up they ended up not drafting me, but like that experience alone, like that kind of gave me a little sense of like, okay, like, hey, you can still get it, bro.
play.
Like, but now at this head, I got a clock in my head because I already told myself, like, bro, if you're gonna do this arena shit, 3 years and it's done. If nothing gonna come out of it, you gotta hang this shit up. Like, it's over with. So XFL stuff. I mean, now actually it was the Alliance Football League, not the XFL. The Alliance Football League folded. Then the XFL came around. So then I didn't get drafted, and then so I'm like, damn, like all these leagues is not working, or they folding, or something. I'm like, bro, it's just shit. It's time to just hang it up.
Yeah.
I'm like, so if nothing don't come out of it, if I went to another workout, try to do XFL, so I'm like, all right, bet, I'm done with it. 2020 roll around. Obviously, everybody know the COVID stuff, but 2020 roll around, like, we move. I moved from Florida. Hurricanes, I can't do them things out there, bro. I can't do it myself. I was like, yo, I don't really like water like that. So I was just like, dog, I'm done with this water stuff. So me and my lady pack it up, and we head back to Oklahoma for like a couple months, and then she got a job opportunity down here in Dallas in 2020. So I was just like, you know what, you've been dropping everything for me. I'll do the same. I'll figure something out. I know me, I've always been a hustler. I'm going to figure something out. I'm going to find my passion. At the same time, I'm still dealing with, I want to still play. Like my agent's still trying to work for me. I'm like, we finna kind of go our separate ways now. I'm like, it's just at the road. Like, I'm not that person that's like fighting it. I'm like, bro, if it happens, it happens, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still going to be me.
Yeah.
So it's a team here called the Frisco Fighters. They was like, hey, we know about you. We heard you just had a championship. We'll pay you this, that, and the third. All you got to do is just come play. I'm like, that's some quick, good cash, bet. I'll sign up for y'all. I'm like, I already tell myself, I'm going to give myself 3.5 years. If nothing don't shake, I'm like, the Cowboys right here. And what is his name? The receiver, not Michael Irvin, but Parsons. He was actually the face for the team.
Okay.
So I'm like, it goes some ties with the Cowboys. The coaches come here. I'm like, last shot. And that was so crazy, bro. That was the best my body has ever felt. I got it so good and so right because we was training out of a Donald Driver spot up there in Grapevine.
Mm-hmm.
We was training out his facility. They made a partnership with him, and my body was just feeling better. And then COVID hit. COVID hit. But COVID was a blessing for me, bro. Honestly, COVID, I've really found my passion during COVID.
Which is what?
Which is like, I'm coaching, bro.
Yeah.
Coaching, like.
Kind of always had that.
I always had like that sporty side of me. Like,
Yeah.
well, I'm a leader. Like, I'm a good motivator. Like, all my coaches and team would always say, like, bro, like, you can be a good coach. You can be a good leader. Like when you talk, like I'm an introvert around like newer people, but when I'm with people I'm loving and like that I cherish, like I'm a big extrovert. Like I love to have fun with them. But when I'm like in somewhere that I'm new, I'm always quiet because I'm always learning.
Yep.
I'm always watching the room.
Yep.
I'm always like that sniper in the back that's like I'm soaking up all the information.
Yep.
Might not say much, but I'm soaking up all the information.
Yep.
And like I was always that, like when I hear coaches talk, like I'm that guy, like I'm always locking in. I'm like eyes wherever they go, whatever they say, like because again, like whatever they telling me, they heard it from somebody else.
Yep.
So I'm like, all you doing is trying to help me. So I always looked at coaches like, you trying to help me.
Yeah.
Like you're not trying to sabotage me, you trying to help me. And like that's all I wanted to do with people.
Yep.
Is like help motivate and get confidence in people. Because all the times that I ran into it, like you said, me trying to prove myself, that was a time where I could have let that strip my confidence away.
Yep.
So I always want to be that person and instill that motivation, that confidence, and that drive in the person. And that's the best way to do it is through coaching.
Yeah.
So 2020 happened. The whole world gets shut down. And again, my girl was coaching at ESD, Episcopal School of Dallas, because she used to play high school versus them, and it was a job opening for a coach there, and she applied for it, and she got it, and obviously COVID happened. So during that time, probably about, I want to say about the middle of COVID year, so what's that, about the summer?
Yeah.
It kind of happened. Yeah,
Yeah, because
the
like it
middle.
really hit like February, March. So by like April, May, June, like July, August.
Yeah, okay,
that's
yeah,
when-
about around there in the
Yep.
summertime. She also was working for an organization out here at the time, and they was like, "Hey, we want to hire you to be like a consultant for our team. Like, just come to our practices, show your face, like show your knowledge. Like, we know who you are. Like, your resume is really good. Being at Oklahoma, like these girls need that around. They need that competitive edge. So, when she was working for that company, for that organization." The guy that was in charge of, was like, "Hey, like, do you do private lessons?" And she was like, "No, I don't, but it's something that like we can think about. She can think about, meaning her." And he was like, "Well, yeah, I got a couple of girls that want to get some extra work, and we'll pay you this, that, and the third." So she did it for about a week, and she see the amount of girls that wanted to. So she came back home one day and was like. And we was just like up talking. She was like, "Hey, like, I think this is something that like we could start doing." I was like, "What?" She was like, think about it, like you really good at like flexibility, strength and conditioning. Like you love to work out. You got workouts for days. I talked to my strength coach Mahala Wiggins. Like I know how to create workouts now just from his experience. Like she's like, you love doing all of that, and I'm good at softball. Like I know how to hit. I know everything. So like. Let's just see how we like this with this organization and see if there's something that we want to start. Mm-hmm. So throughout that whole COVID year, man, that was our work. And when I say it paid well, it paid really well. Awesome. It kind of jump-started people to start word of mouth.
Yep.
Like, so when the world opened back up, when people wanted to start, like, talk about softball lessons, mm-hmm. they started mentioning her name.
That's cool.
Hey, Paris and Durron. Hey, we got 2 coaches down there in North Texas that do this. They can travel here. They can travel there. It got so good for us that, like, we wanted to, like, start, like, publicizing ourselves. We didn't even have to do that. Wow. We legitimately, since 2020, we haven't even have to, like, start a website because, like, the word of mouth has been so helpful to us.
That's crazy.
That every summer we get probably 7 to 10 new clients.
Damn.
And it's like, and then throughout the year, if like it's high school ball or it's like girls that just want to get extra work in, it's like, hey, I got your contact from such and such.
Yep.
Such and such gave me this reference and say you the absolute person.
Yeah, so you built the brand.
Oh man,
dude.
And so, and then along the way, she got another opportunity to become a head coach at Parish Episcopal High School. So she took that job over there, which allowed us to like get access to facilities, like good facilities.
Yeah.
Like, cause at first, like we was just going to people and like, you know, like going to them and like traveling them, taking all our equipment to them. Like the ultimate goal is to try to have a space where we can just
call home.
Yes,
Yep.
like
People come to you.
have softball, basketball, like weight room, like area over here to stretch and train. Like that's my goal to like I do because I'm a workout junkie.
And you guys have that now, or you're working towards it?
Working towards it. That's the
Okay,
goal.
cool.
That's our, like I
And
said, we
we'll
only
be,
been 3 years in.
Yeah.
And we, like I said, 2020, we didn't even know it was going to take off that much that we kind of started our LLC late.
Yeah.
So, and then we jumped on that and like now like going through that, like kind of show business revenue and like try to get business credit of that nature. So just taking it step by step. But for us, like the clientele and like people trusting us with their kids and like the 2 schools that I coach at for as football and softball, like the parents absolutely like love me.
Yeah.
As far as trusting me, like wanting me to train their kids, like, hey, Coach Neal, when you available? It's got to a point like we booked out like so fast now. Like we get booked out so quick and parents is like, like, hey, like we catch you next week, or if you can, like, can you let us be the first to know? Like it's just been such a blessing and it's like, but I always kind of knew that was going to be my purpose.
Well, I think it's kind of safe to say you found your calling.
Absolutely.
I think it's obviously,
I enjoy it every day.
It's a testament to your character, your work ethic, your drive, your resilience, and I truly think it's your calling. I mean, you could share and reflect with these athletes.
Absolutely.
Your personal experience you went through, and I mean, people obviously know the passion out of you within the first 10 seconds you start talking. So, dude, that's great, man. That so look at how all that came full. I mean, this is incredible for me and all of us to listen to, like your journey and the process of which took you to all these different phases in your life, how you navigated through it, your mindset towards everything. I could listen to you talk for fucking, for a long time, but I think that was so valuable for people to hear how you went through these tough times and your immediate reaction towards it.
It was positive.
Right? Our last guest was incredible, Jill, and she talked about a very, very unfortunate sequence of events that happened. And when she explained what happened, she said, one of the things I started that I learned through therapy was that it didn't happen to me. It happened for me.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing how that shift in your perspective can just change the outlook on life. And when I reflect on the story that you shared, which is just so beautifully said, it's like, dude, everything that you could have taken the bad way, you literally use that as fuel to just look at the positive. It always helps when you come from a good home.
Yes.
Right? And you have that positive influence. But just to hear how you always took so much ownership in what you were going through. You always felt like you still had something to prove. And that's kind of what my takeaway is. And that's why I really like listening to, and I appreciate, is you take so much ownership in everything that you're doing. And work ethic is no thing. For you, it's just like, dude, I feel like there's nothing you can't really handle.
And that's I think my mom say that a lot. She was like, sometimes you make it look easy. I'm like, it ain't looking easy, but I just know that like taking that negative route is only gonna hinder me down more.
Yeah.
Because I know I can get to those dark places where I can be the most evil person to myself, and I don't need to be. And I don't want that to carry over to like a client. I don't want that to carry over to one of my players and be like, "Hey, Coach Neal, like, nah." I want that light to always be like, even though it's tough, like you still gotta find some positive because it's in there. It's in there.
It's amazing how we are either our own worst fucking enemy and critic, or we're our biggest cheerleader. Why wouldn't you be the biggest cheerleader? It's like, and I talk about this. It's like when you're full, it doesn't mean that you're perfect. There's no such thing. It doesn't mean you don't make mistakes. That's no such thing. But like when you're full, it means to me like you know who you are and you know what you are.
Yes.
And so I could tell you're full.
Yes.
Right. But at the same time, it's just amazing how like everything is just right here in between the ears. Right. It's all psychological.
Yeah.
And it's awesome to hear your story about how your childhood, you know, was really the first thing that kind of like catapulted like your competitiveness.
Yes.
And like you're willing to like prove.
Yes.
Like you want to prove your cousins you could play.
Yes.
You want to prove to other people that you could play, and you did it. But yeah, dude, I love hearing your story, dude. Thank you so much for coming on and
Appreciate y'all having
sharing
me
it.
on, man.
We got to end with a
Pleasure.
few rapid fire questions. I always like to end with. All right, vodka or tequila?
Tequila.
Beach or mountains?
Mountains.
Okay. I wouldn't know a brother wanted the mountains. You skiing shit?
I don't, but
Are you like looking at it?
okay. Oh, that's crazy because I get that reaction all the time.
Yeah.
But my birthday in November. I'm a bro.
It's like a winter baby.
One of my ultimate like fantasies is a mountain trip in the cabin and just nothing but hot
Chill.
tub and vibes.
Yeah.
Like, I've always.
So do you
wanted
do that for every birthday?
No,
You haven't done it yet?
I've not done it yet.
All
I've
right,
never been
All
to
right, this November
like,
we're
the
doing it.
mountains
We're
or a
going
cabin
to
like
fucking
that.
Aspen. There you go.
Oh man, but
We'll
yeah,
do it.
I'm
Let's
a
do it.
mountain guy.
Yeah, we'll do it. Because that's me. What's your favorite sport to watch in person, live? Favorite sport? UFC's dope.
UFC.
Yeah, I went to a UFC fight, ringside seats last year. It was a vibe in Vegas. It's a vibe. Isn't that wild? How quiet it is when they're fighting,
Man.
and you could hear the could hear the
I
punches
love
and
that
stuff.
sport, man.
Dude.
I love that sport.
That's cool. See, I wouldn't have.
love
That's
that
why I like these
sport.
questions. I
I
wouldn't
love
have
that
thought that. Pancakes or waffles?
Ooh.
Or French toast? Pancakes, waffles, or French toast?
I'm gonna have to go cakes, pancakes.
Yeah, me too. Dog or cat?
Probably dog.
Yeah. Rap or country?
Rap.
Okay. Who's the most famous person in your phone? That's a good one because you know some heavy hitters. Shake, Shepherd.
Yeah, Kenny. Actually,
You like I call him Shake now, and I've never met.
yeah, probably just some of my friends that play in the league.
Yeah.
I don't really. Yeah, probably them.
Who do you think shot JFK?
Oh man, probably.
I think it was the Secret Service.
Yeah, I say like a sniper or Secret Service.
There's a whole lot to that story. I think they need to unravel. All right, y'all. Listen, how do people find you? If people want to show you love, show you support, if people out there want to look at training at your facility or training with you,
Oh yeah.
then how do they find you?
So on Facebook, the All In Athlete LLC is on Facebook. You can like that page. They send you a direct number to my line, and also my Twitter. I don't really be on that really, but Instagram at LuhDee5. That's LuhDee 5. I'm on private, but I'll definitely accept if it's for a purpose, reason. I always check my DMs.
What's a good DM to say so they know they're not? Because with the DMs, people are like,
yeah.
some people might have a genuine thing with DM, but their approach is so bad.
Yeah, just
So,
just sitting like, hey, just reaching out about, getting some training in or getting some work or, I want body transformation.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm the guy. I got workouts ready and set for,
there you go.
the youngest of clients at 6 or the oldest of clients at 50 plus.
Cool.
Like we can get in shape and get that body right.
Yeah, I should send my daughter too because she's 12 and she's in competitive cheer, but she could definitely benefit from just developing strength and agility and quickness.
I do a lot of like your sports training. Like, I mean, I can also hit the weight room, but I feel like especially younger athletes, if they can get that control of their bodies and get those smaller muscles, everything firing and under control, everything else going to be a cake.
That's awesome. Everyone that hollers at him through IG in the subject line put Royer Rumble.
Absolutely.
There you know.
Absolutely.
All right, y'all. Listen, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you so much for sharing your story. That was great.
It's been a pleasure.
Royer Rumble, another episode done, another successful one. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
If you vibe gon' hit ya, people who ride with ya, get it live.